at all. But yeah. God, do you have any questions or anything?
We're good. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, on to agenda item number 2. Discuss possible action on the updates from the new fire and rescue facility.
Good evening. Okay, so I think 2 and 3 are kind of working themselves together here on this list to a certain point. So, put it out for bids a month ago. Bids were due last Thursday. So, sitting there, thought we had a very good interest in it. When 2 o'clock showed up, we had 15 bids, which is unheard of. So out of those 15 bids, the lowest bid was 1979 out of Darwin Construction out of Omaha, and then we had them all the way up to someone was 3.3 million. I would say the first 3 or 4 were all within 70,000, 75,000. So which made me feel good. You necessarily didn't have someone so low. So that's basically the bid of the work they're going to do. Now we had our initial budget was 2.5 million on this project. That's what we went with. That's what we thought we were going to be around. Right now, with everything that we have on our side, with blueprints, we have the dirt work ourselves, appliances, stuff like that, builder's risk insurance, all that stuff. So with all that included right now, we're sitting about 2.335. So with contingency, we like to keep 5%. Their bid was 2 million, so got 100,000 in there. So I mean, we're sitting at 2.45. What we did, the Rural Fire District will pass their bond tomorrow night. That bond was 2.6 million. You only get 255 of that, if that makes any sense, by the time you do their fees and everything. So it's 255. Well, that first bond payment, interest payments due here in August. So 50,000 of that will go right to that. And then anything that we do not use goes towards the principal or interest. So whatever we don't spend is there. Do I think my goal is to hit 2.4? I'm going to be honest with you. That's where we're at. That is my very goal. I don't think there's much that we can actually change on it. I was getting nervous. I knew there was going to be some bids up there. Thursday morning, I woke up about 3 in the morning trying to figure out if we're going to have to cut stuff. And I was very happy Tuesday afternoon. So that kind of leads me, I guess, any questions on any of that stuff?
Do you have history with these guys very much? I'm kind of curious on if they are known for change orders.
Yeah, so I talked to a bunch of subcontractors and that up in Omaha. Darwin's a very well-recognizable company. They build hospitals. They do big work. They're just slow on work. And that's why we had 15 contractors in on this thing.
I kind of figured that.
Slow on work. And so I had a couple conversations with them just to feel them out and see where they kind of stood on stuff. And then talked to a couple other contractors, subcontractors, and they're like, no, they're some of the best guys to work with. Very easygoing. They're very community-driven people. So I would not have a problem with any of those guys on any of that. Talking to them, and they've done quite a bit of jobs in Lincoln. Do a lot more in Omaha, and I know they got one going right now in Omaha. Or they finished in Omaha 2 years ago. And there was a problem with the dirt work and some with the retaining wall, and it was kind of the architect and engineer, and they came back and they're fixing it on their own dime. I mean, they're that type of people. So, nothing. They have a 210-day work schedule on this, so that pushes us into mid-October to end October. Conversations I had with them yesterday was that I would try to get the dirt pad. If we get middle of February and we got some good weather and about 2 weeks with the dirt, they would get going on it as soon as they're ready. We may have to wait for the building, but they would come in and get all the utilities done, pour the floor slab because they're going to use a crane to swing over the top. Yeah. So they thought, keep on going with this whole process to get that pre-metal pre-engineered building ordered is probably the biggest point, because the turnaround time, the faster we get it ordered, the faster it's here. I mean, we may be sitting into September, because they're gonna pour some concrete, they're gonna get everything done they can if they're waiting on the building. So if they wanna get it done, their ideal is just to hammer down and get it done for us. So, yes, any questions on that? Any of that stuff? I don't know if that's, leads into 3, I guess, or are we still into 2, or?
One thing for 2, Luke, you mentioned today, get the board thinking about where to put those
Yeah, the dumpsters is gonna be my thing, and we got a couple weeks. I think they graded the spot over there through some rock over there. That may work for right now to a certain point, but that's where my gas main hooks up. That's where my water main all hooks up to the new building. So at some point, we may have to move those,
So if anybody has any ideas.
and then turn around and put them somewhere else. But right now, it's probably not necessarily bothering me. It will be out of my dirt work guys' way. So as they are when you put them over there, but it's just going to be the certain point of once we start utilities, those 2 will probably have to go, or however you guys are going to do it.
We probably have to find a location anyway, right? Because they have to be more.
Long-term.
Yeah, long term.
We'll think about that, maybe the facilities guys, whoever's on that, you on that? You can move, there's places to move them, I'll just try to keep them on camera would be a good idea.
That's what I was just thinking. I like the idea that they're there because it's on a hard surface that stuff isn't gonna be, it's easier to clean up plus on camera.
Make a note.
Now, for me, out of the way, if they were even on, I would call it as you pull into the office, if they were just right on the right side there, I call it the north side. If they were lined up there, they probably wouldn't be in my way at all, because at some point we'll just have the street go through there.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
On to, anything else on 2 or?
Unless you guys got any more questions on it.
Thank you for doing all that.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, on to item number 3, Eagle Fire and Rescue Facility bid opening results, recommendations and awards.
So, kind of what I just kind of said. I think Darwin's our contractor, and even if there was a couple change orders that came up, I know the one thing they didn't have, and I haven't really discussed with them, was a little bit of painting on the beams on the inside of the building, which is about $9,000. But then they also had the LVT flooring that I wasn't supposed to be included. They had it in their bid, so they kind of wiped them out each other. That was going to be in my just general account anyway. So that contract may get wrote $9,000 more just because of that, and then the rest would be anything else after that would be change orders. I would rather have it that way. But yeah, like I said, we're $64,000 before we hit the next guy. So even if there's $20,000 worth of change orders, we still are money up. And I can't see anything that's going to hit us. The only thing that may hit us, and it'd be a change order under my part, would be the dirt. If we find some bad areas in the dirt where we'd have to add a couple grand, if we had to bring in some other dirt that we couldn't use or something like that. So that would be the only thing I'm really worried about. So
Who's doing the dirt work?
that's still up in the air right now. I'm waiting for one more bid. I got Nebraska Digging Services. They were looking at it out of Albo, and then Gana. And then Land is supposed to have me a bid on that tomorrow. So
You reach out to Blake, or did they give one too?
what's that? They didn't say anything. I can reach out to them and give them
It
my list. So I was trying to get us 3 to base it off of. So yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, so I guess the only thing I'm asking is if we could get Darwin approved by you guys to get going. That way I can get Maureen looking over their contract and that stuff so we can get going on it. Because I will have our bond money at the end of February already, and then yeah, we're full go.
So anyhow, Genesis was your second bid, and it's at 160 days. You have no problem with the 210?
No, I looked at that and I would find that hard to believe.
It's 2 months.
Days. Well, the problem is, 90% of the work is due, the time is how long does it take to get their metal engineered building? And that's what I find hard to believe is that. So I don't think the 160 days doesn't take us any weather delays where we
Okay.
start getting, I didn't want to get us into cost of winter, next year or anything. That's why we wanted it done in October. So we're going to time it right where we ain't going to have any heat costs, you know what I mean? Nothing really AC. So yeah.
But you are comfortable with the 210 construction days then?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
by far.
What that? I think so. Can I get a motion to approve the bid?
I make a motion to approve the bid of Darling Construction for $1,979,000.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none?
Voting. Let's do Dan. Yes. Terry.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
On to item number 4, public comments. Anybody that has anything for public comments?
Actually,
Oh,
Now, just
okay, I do, actually. I want to thank you guys. You guys don't have an easy job at all. And I catch just a little bit of it, just of the fire stuff. I can't imagine watching over all the other stuff you guys have to do. And it's very much appreciated, and I think sometimes it goes unheard of. So thank you guys very much for everything you guys do by far.
thank you. That goes both ways.
Yeah, it does go both
That
ways.
goes both
We
ways.
thank you guys for all you do.
Yes.
That's amazing. Takes
I
special
do.
people to do that.
I do got one thing for open forum.
Okay.
We hear constantly on Facebook and everywhere else as to how the board is doing such a poor job. The election commissioners is accepting applications for anybody who wants to run for the board. So this is the time for you people that keep saying how bad it's being done, put your names forward. It's not difficult.
I agree.
You can apply now for November.
yeah, it's got to be right there. I think so. Yeah, we have the applications in our office. It's getting here instead of going to Platzmans.
I already knew mine.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Seeing none, on to item number 5. Consider 2026 membership renewal to keep Cass County beautiful.
Can I ask what category membership we currently have?
We have been sustaining the last couple of years.
Okay.
We are going to be getting trying to find the email. We are getting an electronic recycling event this year. They're shooting for June 13th. So
You can bring stuff. You can bring stuff here and get rid of it.
yeah, I think they're going to do it in the park this year just because of construction. So they're going to do it in that little parking area. So we'll probably put notices out a day or two ahead and make them be parking at home.
Well, I'd make a motion, then we go ahead and continue with our sustaining membership then with Keep Cass County Beautiful, and that's $1,000 a year.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none,
Second to approve Keep Cass County Beautiful sustaining membership for $1,000 for 1 year. Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
yes.
John,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 6. Approve closing the Wolf Drive Sewer Project Savings Account and transferring funds to sewer savings account at Ribstone Bank.
Oh, I think John and I were talking the other day and trying to consolidate some of these accounts. I think we need to start here. This project is never going to happen. It hasn't been touched since 2014, so I think it's time to just close that because it's just earning nickels of interest. It's just sitting there taking more time to keep up with than it is good. So I'd recommend we move to the primary sewer savings. Depends on how the board feels.
Can I get a motion to approve closing the Wolf Drive Sewer Project Savings Account, transferring it?
So moved.
Second.
further discussion on that one? Voting on the motion second to approve closing the Wolf Drive Sewer Project Savings Account and transferring funds to the Sewer Savings Account at Riverstone Bank. Voting John,
Yes,
Terry,
Yes,
Dan,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 7, approve Bryce attending the free Nebraska Excavation Safety Summit in Lincoln on February 25th, 2026.
Bryce is back there.
I make a motion that we approve Bryce Belt attending the Nebraska Excavation Safety Summit in Lincoln for free on February 25th.
I'll second. Any further discussion?
I would have to add weather permitting, but then I think we all, including Bryce, understand that, so.
Got a big snowstorm you down the
You're
plow.
pretty busy, I know, last year I didn't go.
Gotcha. It's free, no money lost if we don't go, or if you don't go, so.
Just don't get sick on their food.
It's a little rough over there.
Okay.
Voting to send Bryce to the Safety Summit, February 25th, 2026 in Lincoln. John,
Yes,
Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes,
Marcus.
Yes.
Carried.
On to item number 8, streets and maintenance.
Got a report there from Bryce.
Don't have a whole lot, I did some stuff after I asphalted it to the pool. It was pretty nice. That bump up here, First Street by the.
yeah, I drove through that
That's
this
a lot
weekend,
better.
yeah.
It's a lot better when.
Yeah.
And our neighbors are happy as well on this,
On what?
the circle.
I noticed some potholes that were being filled here and there, but I'm waiting for the weather to get a little.
Warmer, so
Yeah, if
holds
it gets
in
really
better.
cold, it'd probably get worse, right?
I do have one thing street related though. We met with our engineers, they completed the 60% of Fourth Street as far as the plans go. And then from what I was hearing from Nick this last week, there's a little bit of an issue there as far as utilities go, and perhaps he can jump in at this point.
Yeah, we met with OPPD. It's not sounding too likely that they can push those streetlights back. I think there's 6 or 7 poles on each road. Doesn't sound like they can finish that until September of this year. So likely the construction will be 2027. There's some options to look at. We could do some other things. We could do some tree removal, things of that nature to get those out of the way. Maybe storm sewer. The streets are probably going to be stuck until next year. It just so happened to be the bond agent stopped in today and we talked to him and he said that's not a problem. As long as it's
Okay.
not. If it's within a year, it's not too big of a deal. If you got a year and a half or so, you have to redo ordinances and things like that. So, yeah, we'll keep you posted as we get further along.
Anything else? Seeing none, on to agenda item number 9, report from wells and sewers.
Pretty good there. Recently bought some springs and brushes for the clear fire out sewer plant. Put those on.
Has anything started freezing up out there yet?
Just the ramp on the clear fire. And pretty good as
Friday's not looking too pretty. I have to keep an eye on it. Things. Yeah. Do we have somebody that's gonna come out, check on it on the weekends at all, or?
You're getting to that point where you might need to. It's going to get that cold, break the ice. Not really, it's been years where we had to do that a lot. But
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Something to,
But I did have a couple things I caught off of this report. One, the rags are clogging our west lift station again. Is there any way we can kind of find out who that is that's done it? Because it's not the first time it's happened.
No, not really. I'm surprised their personal toilets aren't clogging up, or maybe we should just look for plumbers, you know, at these homes. But it happened over like the Christmas holiday, and then it kind of stopped again. So maybe it was just an influx of people, guests, flushing things they shouldn't have, but, and we've tried some public education campaigns, letters,
Why would you wanna do that? Things that you ruin your own.
baby wipes, paper
A lot
towels.
of people don't know, and they don't
Could be kids.
read anything.
There's that.
Yeah, all the time.
I bet you do.
Lots.
But your other big thing I noticed is, hey, compared to last month, the amount of water we pumped is a tremendous difference. I mean, it's over 1.5 million gallons. Now, I'm asking why.
Say it one more time, John.
The amount of water you pumped previous month versus the amount pumped this month.
Oh,
1.5
so,
1.5 million.
yeah, the formula is kind of funky. So total gallon, when I say total gallons pumped current month, it's just year to date. So the day the packets went out, which was
Okay.
Friday. So you still have, half a month. So it'll be about the same.
Well, just that caught my attention. That's way
Yeah.
more than normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe it should be ordered differently somehow. Total gallons pumped current month. I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I noticed this December, there were 5 or 6 people that obviously had toilets or something running because they were running anywhere from 14 to 30,000 gallons of water. So,
Wow.
that adds up too.
Yeah.
But we went down and not up.
Yeah, but the billing went up.
Well, I understand that. I'm talking about gallons pumped. So if they're running more than normal, then it should have gone up rather than down. So
Notice the usage is a little bit higher the weekends. I'm assuming with it being so cold, with trailers and such, probably were running their water. So we're chopping it up too. Keep an eye on it, but I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about.
Anything else? Seeing none, on to item number 10. Approve or deny minutes as typed for previous meeting.
Make a motion to approve minutes type.
I'll second.
Discussion. Take never know where you want to put that. Voting. Approved minutes is tight. Dan.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
John.
yes,
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, on to item number 11, reports from committees and boards.
I've talked with Nick a little bit. You and I should probably discuss it with Marcus as well, but stuff getting things lined up for a pool. Maybe taking some applications in here next month sometime and start getting it out.
See what your availability looks like. Maybe some get together and talk quick.
Sounds good.
I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but yeah.
Something we need to be thinking about soon.
If you noted on the water bill, I did mention that.
At the park meeting again. Anything big?
Good. Applying for the grant for the field goals. Talked a little bit about maybe trying to get a ramp down to that baseball field. Ramp or some stairs or railing or something, and then also possibly doing more benches up top there, right by the parking, maybe checking into some benches up there. That way they wouldn't have to go down to the bottom. Is there anything else? That was about it.
No, we were just thinking about the benches, maybe it'd be cheaper rather than putting the ramp.
Yeah, if we could do one or the other, possibly.
If we're gonna do any concrete route, I'd like to see that trail finished from all the way up to the bike trail, concreted. Or at least some concrete.
Maybe do the benches first and just see how.
See what the people say, if they're satisfied with that.
Sounds good
Anything
to me.
else?
Well, EFGA met, I think it was last Thursday, Wednesday night,
Yeah,
one of those two,
Wednesday.
nothing too wild there.
Maybe we should look into getting some benches or getting some bids or whatever, see what the bench is gonna cost and get them ordered at some point.
Yeah, usually we get like Barco or one of those municipal products.
Most of the benches, I've seen in the magazines are running anywhere from about 700 to 1,200, depends on what you want to get.
And we're looking at 3 or 4 of them, so.
I think a path needs to be probably made because the majority of the people go down and sit on the bleachers. Some of the older people don't want to get. Right now, what needs to be done is probably, the problem is electric lines are right down that area. But what probably needs to be done is 24-inch tube put in all along there and covered up. So you don't have the little ditch and the little hill. That probably needs to be done. You can make a ramp. Benches are okay, but you just gotta look at the money costs. Because you put 3 or 4 benches up, there's $2,000. And, if you get a ramp, and if you do, are you gonna do the ramp ADA compliant?
I don't know that slope you're gonna get it ADA compliant.
Well, you may have to get a switch back thing going or something,
Yeah.
One of the suggestions was going farther to the west with the ramp, where people would have to park at the end of the parking and then come loop back just so it has a milder slope to it. Yeah, do a handicap parking on that side and then they come down.
Yeah, first base side's not bad when you get clear down there. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe you want to monitor it before you start dumping 5,000 to 10,000 more into it. You might want to monitor for a year or so to see how much usage it's actually going to get. Because if it doesn't get any more usage than what we have now, I mean, there needs to be a better way to get down to the bleachers, no matter what. But you might want to monitor the usage to see if it's going to be used more.
This one, yeah, you're right, it will be, but.
I still don't think a couple of benches would be a bad investment anyway.
No,
No, that's
I
not,
don't think so. I just,
that won't be.
Those trees down there could use a lot of work.
Around the parking lot.
Is that something you'd be able to do if we had rented a lift or something for Christensen to come?
We can look at it, but
Yeah, we get some help for him at some point. That's a lot to ask of one guy.
Yeah. Might possibly be able to. Things out for me elsewhere. Anything else for committees and boards? Seeing none, moving on. Discuss possible action, annual employee evaluation for Bryce Belt. Would you like to go into executive? Can I get a motion to go into executive discussion to protect?
motion to go into executive session in order to protect the reputation of employees.
Can I get a second?
Voting on the motion to go into executive session at 7:30 to protect reputation of employee.
Thanks, Joe and Jenny.
John,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Dan, yes, Marcus.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go try this